learners, for today's sort, you're going to need sort 47, prefixes, dis, miss, and pre. So go ahead and pause the video and get that if you need to go ahead and get that. All right, boys and girls, we have talked before, actually I'll keep this one, about base words and knowing that your base word is your main word, and then you might have letters at the beginning or at the end of the word which change the meaning of the word. So for example, a prefix is something that comes before the word. A suffix is what comes at the end of the word. And the important thing for you to remember is that when you're trying to figure out what a word means, you need to make sure you know what the base word is, and then you would cover up either the ending or the beginning. Think about what that base word means, and then apply the rule for the prefix or the suffix. So today we're going to be exploring three. We're going to be exploring dis, miss, and pre. And we've already learned about, for prefixes, re and un. And so they do have meanings, and I don't want to give them to you just yet, but I'm going to lay them down here. Here's our title, miss and pre. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set out down our first set of words, and I want you to think about the words. So the first word we're going to look at is disagree. And I want you to, don't cut your words out or anything yet. Right now we're just kind of looking at this lesson. And I'm thinking about my base word. So my base word is agree. I know what the word agree means. Agree means to say, yes, you believe or you think the same thing as someone else, or on that whatever the decision was, you or the other people involved both feel like, yes, you can agree or you are okay with this decision. So I want you to think about what disagree means. What do you think disagree? Yes, to not agree, right? Or to argue. Because the prefix dis means either not or the opposite of. So when you look at the base word, if you know what the base word agree means, then you can kind of cover up the prefix. Then you have to think to yourself, okay, if I have dis in front of it, that means that it's going to be the opposite of or not. So to not agree is the meaning of disagree. All right, so let's take a look at our next example word. Our next example word is misspell. So we're going to look for our base word, and we're going to underline it in another color, spell. So I want you to think about that word, misspell. So maybe when you took a spelling test in class, when you were doing your writing, your teacher said, oh, you need to fix that. That word is misspelled. What did that mean when the teacher said the word was misspelled? Yeah, you're right. It meant that you got it wrong, okay? So when you see the prefix miss, M-I-S, in front of a word, you think about what the base word means. The base word means to spell a word. So misspell, the prefix miss means to do something wrongly or to get it wrong. So misspell means to spell the word incorrectly or to spell the word wrongly. Okay. Our next example word, preschool. So we're going to, again, underline our base word. So we know what school is, going to school. So we're looking at our prefix. And again, when you're looking for the base word, you cover up the prefix. So we have P-R-E. What do you think P-R-E means? Right. If you guessed before, you are correct. So preschool means before. So the preschoolers at our school, it's getting them ready. It's teaching them before they start actually going to school in a regular day. They go to preschool and they learn kind of what school is about and what school's like and how they would behave in school and some of the different things that they do. So boys and girls, I'm going to have you right now, what I'd like you to do first is, if you have not already cut out your words, I'd like you to pause the video and underline all the base words, okay? So I'd like you to first do that and pause the video. If you already cut the words out, that's okay and that's fine. But at first I'd like you to underline all the base words, because it's going to be very important for you to know which words are your base words. And we're going to go over those in just a second here. And while you're looking at the words and figuring out what your base word is, I want you to really be thinking about what that base word means. And so, all right, if you've underlined all your base words, you press play. Let's take a look. So I underlined all the base words. So you want to make sure that you understand and you know the meaning of each of these base words, and then you would apply the prefix to it, okay? So we're going to first look at what these words mean, okay? So to mistreat something means to treat it, not to treat, like to treat it wrongly or to not treat it well, okay? So remember, everywhere you see miss, M-I-S, is to do something wrong. Okay. The prefix dis means not or the opposite of. Okay. So if you have the word able, disable means that it's not able to work or to function as the way it was maybe intended, okay? Pre, we talked about, means before. So a preteen is someone who's not a teenager yet. They didn't turn 13 yet, but they're getting close to. So they might be like 12 years old-ish is about a preteen. So they're not quite a teenager yet, but they're approaching that time, okay? Preview means to, so view means to look. So preview means to look at it before you really take a good solid look. So if you're previewing a text, you might kind of glance at it and look at it carefully. Loyal means something like you can trust something. So disloyal means you cannot trust it. It is not loyal. Comfort, discomfort. So comfort, you know, you're kind of relaxed and feeling good. Discomfort means that you're not comfortable, okay? Disappear. So to appear means to show something. So disappear means that it's gone. Poof. It disappeared. It went away. Like. So again, you know what like means? Dislike is to not like something. Premature. So mature means like a plant maybe is mature. It's fully grown, okay? Premature, it's not fully grown yet. It's not exactly where, depending on what you're using it for, it's premature. It's not fully to the place where you would want it to be to use it. Misplace. So again, to place something or to put something in where it belongs. To misplace means to put something in the wrong place. So sometimes we say, oh, did you misplace your pencil? Let's see if we can find it. Dishonest. So we know what honest means, to be truthful. So dishonest is not truthful. Misbehave. We know what behave means, right? To do what you're supposed to be doing. So if the individual is misbehaving, they are not behaving correctly or they're behaving poorly. Pretest. So often a pretest, a teacher will give a test before we do the learning to find out what skills you already know or what skills you need to learn. So we can set goals. Misjudge. So a judge is to make a decision about something or someone. To misjudge is to make a wrong decision. So you thought one thing, and then as you get to know them or get to learn more about whatever it is, you realize maybe you misjudged it. Okay. All right, so a prefix. So we are using the term prefix. This is actually a prefix here. So if you think of fix, you have like the main, you know what the word fix means, to make something the way that it should be or make something better. So, but a prefix in this case is the word means to add the letters ahead of it to change the meaning. Okay. Miss, and you change it before. you put the prefix before the word. Mismatch, so to match is to put two things together. To mismatch is to put things together that don't go well. Discover, so you know what it means to cover something up, right? So to discover it is almost like opening it up and to be able to explore it. It's the opposite of cover. Preheat, you might have to preheat something, the oven, before you put your food in to heat it and cook it. So preheat is getting that warmed up, so it's before you heat. Let's look at this word here. Precious. So in this case, this word is precious. In this case, the PRE is not functioning as a prefix. It is functioning just as letters that are part of spelling the word. So this word is precious, so this will be our oddball. Disobey, so obey means to do what you're supposed to be doing, and to disobey means to not or do the opposite. And precaution, okay, so caution, as you know, is to be very careful. To take a precaution is to maybe put things in place so that the accident is less likely to be able to happen. Okay? So now that we've talked about what the words mean, what I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to pause the video, cut your words, and sort your words according to category. Dis, miss, and pre. Okay? And today's sort for that purpose is going to be pretty simple, but while you're sorting, again, I want you to be thinking about the words and their meanings, and to make sure that you are, in fact, understanding what the word means, and you're using the prefix meanings to help you expand your vocabulary and make sure that you do really understand these new words and what they mean. And see if I can make that a little bigger for you so you can see. Okay, and when you're done sorting, you can go ahead and pause the video again so that you can take a look at this and make sure that you place the words in the correct spots for the sort. And then again, just to review, when you have a prefix at the beginning of a word, again, cover up the prefix, think about the base word, what it is and what it means, and then think about what the prefix means. So when you see dis in front of a word, it means not or the opposite of something. If you see miss in front of a word, it means to do something wrongly. And if you see pre in front of a word, it means before. Now, if you were to get a word and you couldn't remember what the prefix was, one thing that you can do as a trick is think about another word that has that same prefix and what that word means and how the prefix is used in that setting or in that word. So for example, if I didn't know what discover meant, okay, but I know disagree, I can say, oh, well, disagree means to not agree. So I can imagine to not agree or the opposite of agree. So that must mean that discover means the opposite of to cover. So if I'm covering something up, I'm hiding it. So to discover maybe means I'm opening something up, or I'm seeing something new or finding something new. So then that can kind of help you figure out what the word means. Again, using your information about how the prefix is used in other words to help you figure out new challenging words. Okay. All right, thanks for watching.